Hey, what's up, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is about somebody specific. In specific, somebody's mom, okay? Now, since starting YouTube, I've dealt with a lot of weird encounters and, strange things, but this is definitely one of, the top three strangest, most, I guess, creepy things ever. So today's story time takes place about 1 year ago. I was at the mall with a friend of mine. He wanted to get some clothes, so I was just tagging along with him because I was bored. I had nothing to do that day. Now, for some reason, only the mall is where people recognize me the most from YouTube. It doesn't happen that often because I don't show my face a ton, unless you follow me on Instagram, shameless plug, @onlyluna, one word. Anyway, sorry, just had to squeeze that in. But it doesn't happen that often, but when it does happen, it's usually 90% of the time at the mall. So me and my friend were walking around the mall, we're going through stores, he's looking at stuff, seeing what he wants to buy, and I noticed this kid is staring at me in one of the stores. And he was probably 16, 17 years old, and he was with his mom, and they were just looking around at clothes too. And he walks closer to me, the aisle I was in with my friend, and he doesn't say anything. He just keeps staring at me, which was a little bit creepy. I can't lie, I was a little bit creeped out, but little did I know it was about to get a whole lot creepier, and I was about to feel a lot more uneasy. So now his mom starts staring at me, and they're both just staring at me from across the aisle. So my friend looks at me and he's like, "Yo, man, this is weird. I don't like this. Let's just leave." So I'm like, "Okay, good idea." So me and my friend, we walk out of that store and we go to a different store. And I turn around and I realize that they're following us. His mom and him are just following me to the other store. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe they're not following us. Maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe they just happen to go to the same store as us. This is probably just a big misunderstanding. So I decide, hey, let's go to a different store. So me and my friend, we start walking to another store across the mall. And I turn around while we're walking there. And of course, they're following us to that store. So at this point, I was convinced, yeah, they're following us. So we go to another store. My friend buys a hoodie. We leave that store, go to a different one. My friend's looking at shoes. Of course, guess who's in the store with us? That kid and his mom. So at this point, we get so just annoyed by this. We were so over it that we both just agreed to leave the mall. So me and my friend start walking out to the parking lot towards my friend's car. And who do you think is following us? At this point, I'm just creeped out. Because, following us around the mall is one thing because it's a public place. But we're going to his car. And we're leaving. Why are you still following us? So anyway, we get to my friend's car, and I look over to the left, and I can see that kid and his mom getting into their car. And then I realized, oh, okay, no big deal. I was overthinking it. They were just going to their car. They weren't following us. They were just leaving too, right? So me and my friend, we pull out. My friend's leaving the parking lot to head back to his house. And I turn around, and I realize there's a car behind us with two familiar faces in the passenger seat and driver's seat. It's his mom and him, and his mom is driving behind us, following our car. Every turn we made, they would make the same turn. We even tried to throw them off by pulling into an abandoned building parking lot and driving around, and they still followed us. So then my friend finally just says fuck it and drives home, and they follow us all the way to his house. And when we're getting out of the car and we're ready to basically yell at these people, I open the door and I hear one of them go, "Hey Luna, is that you?" And it's the kid. And I'm like, "Yeah. What's up, man?" He goes, "Is this where you live?" And I'm like, "No, it's not. Were you hoping to find where I lived? Is that why you just followed us for the last hour? All around the mall and in your car all the way back to my friend's house?" And he's like, "I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to weird you out. I just wanted to make sure it was you, and that's why it took so long to say something." And then his mom interrupts, and she's like, "Yeah, honey, I'm so sorry. He just loves you so much on YouTube. I just had to be a good mom and give him the chance to meet you." And I was like, "You could have just said something when we were in public at the mall instead of getting in your car with your son and following me to what might have been my house. That's such an invasion of privacy. Do you not understand that?" And she's like, "No, I totally get it. I'm so sorry. This was wrong." I'm like, "Just a little bit. It's just a little bit kind of stalking, so please don't do this again." And she's like, "No, don't worry. Never again. I'm so sorry I even did that." I'm like, "It's okay. But yeah, it was nice meeting you guys. Thank you for the support." And she's like, "Yeah, thank you." And I was like, "And next time, don't be afraid to just come up and say hi." And she's like, "Yeah, for sure." I'm like, "All right, have a good day. Sorry about the attitude again. I was just really creeped out for the last hour. I thought you guys were trying to hurt me." And she's like, "No, no, no, never, honey, never." And they get back in our car and they drive off. No photo. They didn't want me to, I don't know, talk to him longer, sign anything, take a photo with him, nothing. They both just got in the car and left. I think they realized how creepy that was. But yeah, I felt a little bit bad because I had kind of an attitude talking to them. But at the same time, that's creepy. You don't do that. I didn't know what their intentions were. So, of course, I was really creeped out. But yeah, moral of the story is, if you see somebody that you watch on YouTube or listen to their music or just somebody who's a public figure in public, then if you're in public, just walk up and politely say hello. Or if they're busy, maybe wait until they're more free. But don't get in your car and follow them to what might be their home, because that's just crossing the line. But almost everybody I've met from this YouTube channel has been insanely polite and just super nice and all around amazing. So shout out to y'all. But I thought you guys would enjoy this one story time from the recent year that was kind of funny and not like the rest. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
Black on black, it's Armageddon. Left a man, came back a legend. They said don't head that direction. That's a dead end.